Hello, everyone. I'm Scott Sauls. Welcome to my new podcast called That's a Great Question. Today's great question is one that haunts millions of people, especially in the professional space. Why doesn't succeeding or winning always satisfy? You climb the top of the ladder, you have buildings named after you, you're named as the MVP or the employee of the century, and you feel emptier there than you thought you would after striving all your life to get to that place. How do we explain this? And is there a way to avoid or to get out from under it? So let's start with a story. It's a pretty familiar one. In 2005, Tom Brady had already won 3 Super Bowls by age 27. He was at the peak of success in the world of sports, with many starting to call him the GOAT, which is an acronym for the greatest of all time. The young, famed quarterback had good looks, was married to the world's top supermodel, and had fame, fortune, and a brilliant career. And yet, in a candid 60 Minutes interview, Brady said something startling. He asked the question, why do I have 3 Super Bowl rings and still think there's something greater out there for me? It's got to be more than this. This can't be what it's all cracked up to be. Even after achieving his biggest dreams, Brady felt a haunting emptiness, which brings us to our point today. If someone who has it all still feels like something huge is missing from their life, clearly career success alone cannot fill our deepest needs. Tom Brady is not by himself in this. There are many people who reach the top who echo that same sentiment. The actor Jim Carrey once joked that he wished everyone could get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed just to realize it's not the answer. The applause of the crowd, the awards, the big bank account, all the money you ever dreamed of, bigger house than you ever thought you'd ever step foot in, let alone live in. Exactly none of it guarantees joy or meaning. Success by itself does not satisfy our deepest longings because every person was made for so much more than just success. As the French philosopher Blaise Pascal once said, there is a God-shaped, God-sized vacuum in every human heart. And it won't be satisfied until that heart is filled with what, and especially with who, that heart is made for. That's a paraphrase, but you get Pascal's point. For over 30 years as a pastor, I've sat with people in midlife especially, who by all external measures have made it. They climb the corporate ladder, they build thriving businesses, they hit their number, and they earn the respect of their peers. And yet some have quietly admitted that after the initial thrill of achievement faded, they felt curiously empty. It's an all too common refrain. I reached my biggest goals, and then I thought, now what? Why am I not happier? I thought it would be different than this at the top of the mountain. It's a sobering realization when trophies on the mantle do not necessarily translate into fulfillment in the heart, and they usually don't. That restlessness, that sense of, is this all there is actually a signal. It's something that God has planted in your heart and in mine and in every human heart. We are not meant to find our satisfaction in things that are less than God. It's like a warning light in your car indicating something important under the hood needs attention. In the Bible, King Solomon experienced this. He had unparalleled wealth, power, and accomplishments. And yet the king wrote, when I surveyed all that my hands had done and what I had toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. That's from Ecclesiastes 2. Simply chasing achievement and bigger and more and winning for its own sake left Solomon empty, like trying to catch the wind in his hands. So why doesn't success satisfy fully and completely? One reason is that achievements only fulfill us temporarily. That fulfillment is only short-term. The excitement of a promotion, an award, or a victory, it fades. And then we hunger for the next win. Tom Brady himself joked that his favorite Super Bowl ring was the next one. It's like eating meals. You eat breakfast, but it's not too long before you're hungry for lunch. And then it's not too long before you're hungry for dinner. And then it's not too long before you're hungry for your next meal tomorrow. Human satisfaction that's built on things other than God works the same way. There's always a new height to chase, potentially leaving us discontent at all times. It can become like drinking salt water to quench our thirst. It just makes you thirstier. Another reason is that we use success to serve what we could call Project Self. And we humans have a deeper need than self-focused goals alone can meet. We naturally tie our identity to what we do, our careers, our accolades, our awards, but our souls need more than achievements and recognition. We were created for connection, for meaning, for truth, for beauty, for eternal things, for God. Jesus put it plainly. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world and yet forfeit their soul? That's Mark chapter 8. Even if you win at everything by worldly standards, but don't tend to your soul, you're going to come up empty. It's guaranteed. That inner emptiness is your soul saying to you, I need something more lasting than this. I need purpose. I need meaning. I need truth and beauty. I need love. I need God. I need a life centered around Jesus Christ and the things that he cares about. Speaking of purpose, success is not the same as significance. You can be winning at all of your goals and still wonder if your life is significant and if it means anything. I have the privilege of working with a lot of high-powered leaders whose greatest regret or fear is winning at work but failing at home. As we began working together last year in what we now call the Sycamore community here in Nashville, one leader confided that his kids hardly knew him. He'd chased and achieved career success for his entire adult life, but in the process, he'd missed out on the relationships that will still be there when his career becomes a thing of the past. That realization hit my friend hard. But the good news for him is, since that time, he's taken that regret as a wake-up call. He's leveraged it into something good and beautiful and renewing and redemptive. He started to reconcile with members of his family for his absenteeism. And he even started mentoring younger colleagues instead of just chasing the next deal. In shifting from pure self-focused ambition to investing in people, especially the ones that matter most, he found a level of joy and fulfillment that he could never find in his previous way of being. Now, if you've hit your goals and you still feel empty, I hope you'll take heart in stories like this. They abound. That hollow feeling is not there to torment you. The last thing that God wants you to feel is tormented. That feeling is there to teach you and to guide you. Use it as an invitation to re-examine what and especially who ultimately matters in your life. Maybe you've been chasing applause or the next accomplishment and neglecting the things that are the most meaningful things. That emptiness is like a megaphone, telling you that trophies and bank accounts are not the answer. It urges you to look beyond yourself. The answer is not grabbing more accolades and more recognition. The answer is leaning into relationships and a higher purpose given to us by God. Only God can fill those empty spaces inside of us. When I remember that my worth is not based on my achievements or my resume or my failures, but on the fact that I'm loved at all times and in every circumstance by God, a new freedom starts to kick in. I can enjoy my work and I can celebrate success as I'm meant to, but I don't need them for my deepest sense of flourishing. Does that make sense? So what does satisfy? Two things satisfy: connection and purpose. Now, by connection, I mean relationships that are built around love with God and with people. And by purpose, I mean using your gifts to serve something bigger than yourself. Even Tom Brady, after a third Super Bowl, realized that ultimately family and friends gave him more happiness and more fulfillment and satisfaction than all of his accomplishments combined. That says something. Deep down, we know that loving and being loved and that knowing and being known by family, friends, community, and the like matters far more than any title or trophy. A landmark 75-year Harvard study on adult life concluded that the happiest lives are built on nurturing good relationships, not on wealth or fame. The timeless things like faith, family, friendship, contributing to others' flourishing, and a life built around the things of God are what satisfy in the long run. And then there's purpose. When you take whatever success you've achieved and start using and leveraging it to help other people or to advance causes that you and they believe in, you'll find a deeper satisfaction. You just will, I promise. It's guaranteed. The Bible teaches us to serve one another in love. There is joy in pouring into others. I've seen wealthy retirees find fresh joy by volunteering and giving back. I've seen celebrities use their platforms to lift up the hurting and also to amplify the voices of the weak and the poor, and they've said that it felt more rewarding to them than any other endeavor or achievement. Impact beats applause every time. Meaning beats resume, every time. Let me encourage you here. If the world's definition of success has not brought you the fulfillment that you'd hoped for, just like Solomon in Ecclesiastes, you don't need to despair. You're actually stepping into a place of clarity. You can recalibrate starting now. Life is too short to climb the wrong ladder. If you reach the top and find it's leaning against the wrong wall, like Thomas Merton famously said, it's okay. There's still time to climb down and to lean that ladder against a different wall. Redirect your life toward what will matter most to you when it's all said and done. Again, that's faith, family, friends, integrity, compassion, those sorts of things. These are the things that endure. Success is a worthwhile endeavor. Go for it. Be as good at what you do as you possibly can be, but not at the expense of these relationships. Fulfilling careers are a wonderful thing, and they will also come and go. But a life grounded in love and purpose will satisfy in the deepest way. If this helped you in any way, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and to share this video with others who might benefit. Let's keep resetting our priorities to the things that last. There are 7 more videos about these sorts of things in the current playlist, so I hope you'll check those out as well. And I look forward to next time, where we will consider the next great question.